got yours, cause I got mine. I'm talking Payoneer, Netspend, Venmo, Stash. Too many ways for you to run my cash. Cut the check, reparations, cut the check.
Blessed risings, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that KPP Podcast is a global show. And today on this episode of Reparations, Cut the Check, we will be discussing Hollywood's money machine, a privilege reserved for A-listers, and what? America, why FBAs wait for justice. It's also reserved for immigrants. It's also reserved for those model citizens. It's also reserved for the alphabet gang. I mean, it's reserved for everyone but FBAs. In America, the so-called money printer never seems to stop for everyone but FBAs. Time and time and again, people who declare their retirements, fall out of public eye, and even face financial hardship find themselves returning to multi-million-dollar opportunities as if by poof magic. Just by the color of my skin, I am absolved of all financial hardships, as if there is a money machine, as if there's a tree that money is printed on. Whether it's Jim Carrey coming out of retirement for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 because he needed the money. If we're going to talk about Al Pacino, who actually retired from acting in the mid-'80s. So anything you've seen after that was him coming to print money. I needed money. I spent too much. I overspent. I like stuff. And I can go back and pick on the tree anytime I want because I am what? And a matter of fact, it's really because I'm not black. Many Americans make lucrative comebacks time and time again, personal or financial setbacks. And one thing is clear, that especially Hollywood elite have access to a safety net that many foundational Black Americans can only dream of. For America's elite, and just anyone who's not, once again, who's not FBA, there's always a lifeline. Actors like Robert Downey Jr., who rebounded from legal troubles, felonies, Trump felonies to president, addiction to lead the Iron Man franchise, and now he's back in the Marvel franchise after being killed off as Iron Man to get another lucrative deal and many more perks that are unheard of, but yet he is receiving them. Second and third and fourth chances. Nicolas Cage, who went from financial ruin to headlining major films again, are shining examples of how America takes care of its own. Even stars like Johnny Depp, embroiled in high-profile controversies, domestic violence, sexual assault, can stage a comeback with a blockbuster deal and an ad campaign worth millions. That isn't to say that these stars don't face challenges. What's a challenge to you? Yeah, it's all challenges to us, but obviously it must not be, because it poofs and it disappears and it doesn't matter. And the system is rigged to ensure that they always land on their feet. You got studios eager to bank on their wide power, and they're willing to roll out the red carpet no matter what and write a massive check as long as they're not black. Knowing that the possibility of losing their money, they don't care, is worth it. They could get canceled and they don't care. They don't care. America's needing money doesn't mean enduring system barriers or fighting for equity, right? It simply means returning to a highly lucrative industry that welcomes them back with open arms. And this isn't just Hollywood. This is America, people. You can retire from Nestle and you can come back. You can retire from Tesla and you can come back. Contrast this with the experience of FBAs who built the wealth of this nation through centuries of unpaid labor and systematic exploitation. For generations, FBAs have been denied the economic opportunities that their labor helped create. When they need money, there isn't a multi-billion-dollar industry eager to cash in on their name, their skin, right? Their culture. But it is eager to cash in, just not with them. We'll steal it from you. We just don't want to give you no money. Instead, we have all the red tape, dismissals, and outright resistance to the idea of us getting paid in the shade and sipping lemonade. Cut the check reparations. The concept of reparations is not new. It's straightforward acknowledgement that FBAs are owed compensation for the fundamental role they played in building the U.S. economy, the whole nation. Yet, while Hollywood stars can return and your average Americans can return to the metaphorical money printer, it's really kind of real at will. FBAs are still waiting for the government to cut the check. And hold on, we're not sitting there waiting and twiddling our thumbs like we're not doing nothing and making moves and like we ain't pressing forward in our own community. We're simply saying you're owed and we're not going to forget that you owe us. That's it. We're not waiting for no handout or no apology. It's justice. It's what it means. It's owed. What are you talking about? Just because you act like you don't owe somebody and you still owe and you still owe a debt, that don't mean you don't owe it no more because you act like you don't. FBAs ain't trying to get no charity or some symbolic apologies. Just straight what's ours. It would address the generational wealth gap. You know that. That's why you don't want to do it. Create opportunities for economic stability, mobility. You know that. That's why you don't want to do it. We don't care if you acknowledge the debt owed to our people, to us being descendants of enslaved people. We ain't tripping off of if you acknowledge it or not. Cut the check. You can call it whatever you want to. Just make sure you spell my name right. Like this is some type of radical ideal. No, it's a promise that's been deferred for way too long. In a nation that finds billions for corporate bailouts, war efforts, and tax breaks for the wealthy, money for immigrants, people who aren't even citizens of this country, right? And now you have the nerve to refuse to honor reparations? It sounds like a contradiction. The whole premise of America is based upon a contradiction. Why can Hollywood always find resources? They always got money to elevate fallen stars. Why can't America do the same? Especially for those that built it. No, you can't do the same, but you always got money for them. You always got money for Jim Carrey, Nicolas Cage, Johnny Depp, Al Pacino. You always got money for them when they need money. The system seems to somehow work for them, and they have all kind of platforms, deals, and opportunities to restore their wealth, right? But you want us to navigate and jump through your hoops and your old funny system, and all while you're actively working against our progress on the slender. And hey, not so slender. Some of it's a slap right to the face, right? Right? How these companies that talk bad about us and do us wrong still culture vulturing, and we'll still go pander and give them our bread. We'll still go and support them, although they talking crazy and stealing from us. They have a privilege, a bounce back skin card, right? Right? They get systematic support. They have all kind of mechanisms in place to ensure that they remain at the top, that they remain with their wealth, that they remain in power, no matter how far they fall, right? But you got the U.S. government, on the other hand, that has failed to implement policies that address the economic and social inequalities faced by FBAs, let alone fulfill the promises of restitution for our ancestors' labor, P. Right? And all that would be addressed with the check. And you know that. That's why it's really time to cut the check. But you don't want to, because you know that if you do that, pew, it's off to the races. And then it will be proven that all of your stereotypes and what you're talking about ain't true, and everybody will know that you're a liar. That you're a liar. I mean, the disparity is already glaring. It shines across the globe in everyone's face. How everyone but FBAs are granted infinite do-overs. Right? We got to be patient and wait. We got to be almost sorry for asking. We got to accept symbolic gestures in place of substantive action, like cut the check. We only asking for one. Cut the check. See, we don't want statues. No. We don't want apologies. No. We don't want holidays. No. We don't want that. We don't want that. No more waiting. No more apologies. Cut the check. Cut the check. Reparations, y'all just want some money. Y'all just want some money. No, we trying to secure the bag for our future, right? Right? That you owe. You owe. Stop turning your back on the descendants, P. Our people built the nation. We built the entertainment industry. And they keep uplifting all their stars. America keeps uplifting everybody but FBAs. Can you finally do the right thing? Or is that just not in you? Okay, don't even say it's the right thing. Just pay what you're owed. No excuses, no delays. Just cut the check. That's it. Cut the check or hit the deck. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. I'm gonna leave you with 4 words, as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care, if you dare to get Black empowerment everywhere. We are on all the platforms. We're on all of them: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Come and take a look. You might get hooked, but don't get shook by the imposter Keep It P podcast that are out there. A little love, peace, blessings, and maloha. I gotta go how for show how. You already know how. Big brother like Bright Supremo, my T. Signing off.
I got PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, Chime. Hope you got yours, cause I got mine. I'm talking Payoneer, net spin, Venmo, stash. Too many ways for you to run my cash. Cut the check, reparation, cut the check, reparation, cut the check, reparation, cut the check.